Good morning.
Oh, hello.
How's it going? How's your morning going, Cass?
It's going good.
Sharon Powell's, my wife, said we feed off each other very well on this.
Oh, thanks, Sharon.
Her and look at our names pop on the screen.
We're
Her
selfish.
and Scott Thompson are the only ones that watch this thing. So
that's all that matters is feedback from Scott and Sharon.
But I think eventually, once this is nailed, I mean, we're in episode 10. Once we can nail this thing, it's like two people just talking business.
Shooting the, yeah.
Yeah, because it's all suits.
Yeah.
And we're not suited.
No.
I'm under-armored.
Under-armored. I'm very glad that we don't have to wear suits here. That would be a buzzkill.
So, yeah. So
all right.
This is our episode 10. For the record, if you just watched the opening, you can see it behind us. Do you know what, in fact, that is a video of, Cassie?
Our building?
Our building.
It is. I was about to be like, you surfing?
No. You think I can surf?
No.
There's no way I could surf.
Me neither. I tried once, failed miserably.
Well, that's fantastic. And that's our first topic.
All right. No, it's not. But, well, kind of. We're talking about Hawaii. So it fits.
It's fantastic. It just popped up on the screen.
Oh, I thought you meant me surfing.
No, not you surfing. You surfing is not fantastic.
No, it's not.
I highly doubt you're a good surfer.
No, I'm definitely not. All right. So we're talking about Arbys. So basically, they just pulled off like a marketing stunt that worked really, really well. So they did, they offered fans a day trip to Hawaii, which I get it. It's Hawaii, but like from where we live in Chicago, that's 18 hours in the air for 6 hours on the ground, whatever. So it was $6 basically. Like they would send them to Hawaii for $6. It was like, I think they're going to pick like 10 winners or something. But it's in promotion of their new King's Hawaiian sandwich line. That's like the whole thing. So basically you're paying $6 to sit on a plane for potentially 20 hours or upwards of that, depending on where you live in the United States, to go sit and eat what's most likely a shitty sandwich, on a beach for 6 hours. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it, but I guess if some people are really desperate to like live on the gram and post that they were in Hawaii, then why not?
On the gram. Did you see the Fire Festival documentaries?
Both of them. I'm obsessed.
And you're asking whether people are willing to go do dumb shit?
Right. For the gram.
Forget about for the gram. You're going to have like these influencer bullshitters on an airplane to Hawaii for 6 hours on a beach to eat some shitty sandwich.
At least it's better than fire. You know that you have like a ride home. You don't have to sleep in a tent.
That reminds me of a story. We have a client. Sorry, I'm gonna be transparent. I have a client, Topper's Pizza.
Oh yeah.
And I once said, you guys are just better shitty pizza. And they were offended. Scott Iverson, if you're watching. But I meant it as in like, you are what you are. You're not like caviar pizza. So Arbys, don't be offended that we're calling your sandwich shitty. It's cheap. It's a cheap sandwich. It's not a $500.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, but we're talking about it. So go Arbys. We got the beef.
I don't think I've ever been to an
something
Arbys.
like that.
All right. Celebrity.
Yep, celebrity.
I'm intrigued to hear what you have to think about this.
Great.
Because you are a Tesla owner or a Tesla driver.
For now.
So Elon Musk, who's known for, not exactly being like super eloquent, I guess maybe would be the word that I'm looking for.
Because he smokes pot on podcasts?
No, I mean, I feel like he just says a lot of stuff that he never actually follows through on. Like, are we really going to be like living on Mars in like 5 years? Perhaps not. Whatever. Not what we're talking about. So he
Wait,
said,
Emily, if we started smoking pot on this podcast, how would you feel about that?
Oh, you can expect my mother to march her. You can expect her to walk down the minute she sees this go live and pull me out of this office faster than anything you've ever
You're
seen.
in detention. You are grounded.
We called that jug at my school.
I've never smoked weed.
Moving on. So we're talking about
Emily's smoking weed right now.
Yeah.
There it is. You can hear.
Oh my God.
I haven't.
All right. So Elon Musk says that he's expecting that the company is going to have self-driving taxis by next year. So basically it would compete with Uber and Lyft. And then he's saying that it would also be a way for other Tesla owners to like supplement their income. If you like had a driverless car that like while you weren't using your car, it could go pick up other people or whatever. And he said that like not owning a Tesla within the next 3 years is the equivalent of like owning a horse instead of a car.
How great would it be if Tesla pulled like the Arbys bullshit, and then all of a sudden, no, here we go.
Okay.
Arbys and Tesla team up.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, everybody, like you're driving in your Tesla, so I'm in it.
Right.
And then it automatically takes over, and all Teslas go to a single Arbys.
I think that's how the revolution starts with like robots or whatever.
I
mean,
okay. So here are my truths. One, the car is awesome, but it's also a piece of shit. We talked about the service level because one little bump, it crashes or destroys. So I don't know that I'll be a Tesla owner much longer because I'm frustrated with all the maintenance that goes into a Tesla, and it's a new type of car. But I appreciate him thinking big. Yeah. I think he's a dreamer, and if you dream it, you can do it.
Isn't that from like if you build it, they will come or whatever?
Something like that.
I don't know.
So do I think we're going to have driverless taxis in the next 5 years? You said next year or
next year?
Next year, probably already there. I mean, they're already testing stuff like that at Google and Silicon Valley, and Vegas has some self-driving cars. Yeah, I mean, good for him for making that claim. Mainland will be the biggest agency in the world in 3 months.
Ooh.
Not really.
We could try. All right. Cash money.
Cash money.
All right. So we've talked about this a lot, so I don't think that this is surprising. But basically, Beyond Meat is planning to raise over $183 million in its IPO. So basically, it's like
crazy.
People want alternatives to meat, and people are willing to invest in it. So they're expecting it to go between 19 and 21 a share.
First of all, hashtag plant-based gangster.
Gangster. Michael, how's Mexico?
Do you want comments on this? I mean,
if you want to give a comment.
We started talking about it when this was the 8th. We were talking about how restaurant brands really need to jump on the vegan train.
Yeah.
So, this has been a long time coming, I think. I think it's there.
Yeah. All right. Forward thinking. So Amazon and Google have rolled out or they're launching music services that are made exclusively for their like smart speakers. So basically they're just trying to compete in another way with Spotify and Amazon. I don't think it's dumb. I think that they have a long way to go until they can catch up with the likes of someone like a Spotify or Amazon. Like Spotify, for me personally, is really hard to beat as a streaming service.
It's hard to use?
Hard to beat.
Hard to beat.
Yeah. And I own an Alexa, and I'm still going to hook it up to my Spotify.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm one human, but like I'm not going to use another streaming service just because it's within Prime if it's crappier. And it's ad-based. So it's like if I can pay and not have ads, I'm going to do that.
Well, it's going to go there.
Yeah,
right?
Eventually.
So they're just trying to get people to use it.
Right.
So it's interesting. I was talking to our friend Keith Gerson.
Yeah. Hi, Keith.
And I'm not going to give away everything that we're talking about, but more of a centralized universe. What does it look like when brands stop competing and just give people what they want? I think eventually where Amazon wins is either Amazon has all the money in the world and they acquire Spotify, or they take some of this stuff and say, Spotify, people love you. Here's how you fit into our platform.
Yep.
One website, managing Facebook, everything in a universal world. Because see, this cell phone, you go back 5 years might be too short. You go back 10 years. There's no Facebook Live, so we're not doing this.
Yeah.
There's no streaming.
Yeah.
There was still more downloading. Like 10 years ago, you're talking about 10 years ago, it was completely decentralized. So if Amazon is able to centralize what we want as users into one experience, which they've done with shopping. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not really a warehouse. They are an aggregator of many things.
To a certain extent.
Sure, but they've
for sure.
connected the dots
For
of
sure.
all these things of what you want as a user. So,
Yes.
I think that's ultimately where we'll go. I don't know that Amazon can really break into the streaming side unless they give it away for free.
Right.
Unless Prime goes free. I mean, there'll be a moment where they might just say, "Screw it, we're gonna cut off everybody." There's no delivery fees for groceries. There's no shipping costs.
I'm just waiting for the cost of Prime to go up.
Maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
It might go down.
I mean,
AOL
for that, but
AOL
yeah.
used to charge $9.95 a month.
Really?
Sure, and now that was for email,
Right.
right? So I don't know. TBD.
All right. Friend or foe? So there is this trend happening, which I don't think is super surprising, but restaurants are turning to Instagram to figure out like how they're going to design their spaces. So instead of like taking a traditional approach, they're basically making sure that they have like the colorful tile or like the mural that someone is going to post every time they go in there, or the artwork or something that's basically going to want to live on someone's feed. They're designing it with people that live on the gram in mind. I don't think it's dumb. Why wouldn't you want to attract people in your restaurant? But I think Instagram, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts, so I guess I won't get super into it. But like Facebook should learn what Instagram's doing before they ruin Instagram too, is my...
Facebook should learn what Instagram is doing before they ruin Instagram too.
And they're owned by the same company. So it's,
Yeah.
I don't understand why they
Facebook.
can't cohesively... Right.
Well,
But I don't want Facebook
remember,
to strip away the...
They're trying to create separate experiences
Right.
so that they can capture different types of ads.
Right.
So Big Blue, we've talked about this. They took this mural in their schools or their swim schools, and they put basically milestone markers on the ground that now when you achieve how much you can swim, you stand in front of these milestone markers,
cute.
which now creates this social moment for
That's
parents to
cute.
share.
Yeah.
And if parents are sharing content within those units, then all of a sudden they're going to drive other parents to want to be a part of it. So
Yep.
it's smart to design your restaurant in that mentality. I think it's interesting. I think a few things are going to happen with restaurants. One, it has to continuously flow back to the customer.
Yeah.
But the customer needs to be in charge of the way that they live within that restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, the size is going to have to decrease because a lot of the folks that are in these restaurants are also having some sort of experience from a delivery standpoint. So it's going to condense in size. So I think it's smart to engineer your place to be a social concept. There was a time we were working with a concept called Trezza. It is gone. But one thing that we did is we actually created a table in there. It was called the social table.
Okay.
And you could actually reserve the table through social media. So it wasn't
That's
through
cool.
open table. Like this was a place for you to have a community discussion. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool. All right.
Sorry, I was waving at someone on my...
Oh.
Michelle Rowan.
Oh, hi, Michelle. All right. We're heating up now.
Heating up.
All right.
I like this topic.
Yeah. So your column this week, you spoke about Gary Brackett. We know Gary pretty well here, and you chatted with him for an episode of Life Drive Success. But basically just talking about how his career and a lot of obstacles he should have every reason to give up, but he didn't, and look at him now.
Yeah, it's interesting, and Gary's battling his own challenges now as a franchisor. He's realizing that it might not be as easy as he may have thought.
Yeah.
But you take a guy that his perception of how bad it could get is deeper than majority of people. He lost his dad to a heart attack, his mom to a stroke, and his brother to cancer within a 13-month period.
I mean,
right?
insane.
Okay, so part of it is talking about what is your scope of a bad...
The negative, yeah.
And here are the truths, whether we like it or not. Sometime in everybody's life, you're going to go through a tough moment, whether that's a parent dying, you getting sick. I mean, everybody battles this stuff, and self-promotional here. But that's kind of what my book is saying is what happens when you roll with those punches and use it as something to motivate you to keep going. There's a saying that what doesn't kill us only makes us stronger. And there's a lot of truth to that when you're able to figure out how I hit rock bottom, how does my life react around those scenarios? It gives you the ability to look at things slightly different. It's interesting. Now, my scope of bad days is certainly not as deep as Gary's. Gary, I would argue, to lose all those support systems, and I think he was 23.
It's young.
Made the NFL after not getting a college scholarship. He had to walk on. Then then he didn't get drafted in the NFL, and then he made it and played for many years. His scope is much different, but you know, when he's battling through what does it take to become a business owner or successful, his bad day is not as bad as it could be because he understands the darkest of times, and that is a value that when people look at those moments and say, how can I use this to as some sort of fuel to energize whatever I'm trying to accomplish in life, then I think you can accomplish big things. You can accomplish things that may have been seen as impossible. And there's other crazy stories like Lance Armstrong. Now, given the shit that he did later, but you know the guy had cancer. Right. Okay, so steroids helped him be a tremendous athlete. Sidebar: I don't have that big of an issue with steroids. I like seeing home runs in baseball, so go ahead and take the steroids. And frankly,
everyone's using them.
The Beatles were high as a kite when they wrote some of their best music. Do we criticize them for being on drugs? No. So, but it's sports. Anyway,
it's an interesting point, though.
It's. I'm really fascinated by the Gary Brackett story. Check it out in my column this Thursday. Yeah. It publishes at 4 p.m. across. 2 p.m. Sorry. 4 p.m. double Eastern.
Sure.
2 p.m. Sorry. But yeah, it's a fascinating topic.
I think that's it.
That is it.
That's my really awesome way of wrapping this up.
Well, here's how we're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
You're going to do a rap.
Nope. Definitely not.
One rap.
Nope.
One lyric.
Nope.
One line.
No. See ya.
All right. See ya.